in order to get the data, I need to like create a Google form that the students or the participants will use to submit their reports or PDF of the exam script, for example. Okay, so let me create a Google form, and this is my Google form. Okay, okay, got it. So this is the Google form, and I have named it as collect report. First field is the section input or the class input. Okay, second is say ID or roll number, for example, and third one is class test 1 or 2, something like that. It's test type, and this fourth one is the upload file option. And now for this one, you need to select this file upload option, then click next, and select allow only PDF. So I'm restricting this upload to only PDF types, and the maximum file size of a PDF shouldn't exceed 10 megabyte. I can increase it to 100 megabyte, and this form can accept up to 1 gigabyte of files. I can also change it to a bigger size, say 10 gigabyte. Let me choose 1 gigabyte for now. Okay, so that's it basically. And this option, let me call it comments. Okay, the students or reporters may have some comments they want to share, which is not these of this specific types. Let me click this as a required types, and last option is not required. Okay, and then the settings, I want to collect the email addresses of the whoever submits the form, and I want to send them the report response form always, because I want to make sure that they know the submission was successful. Whenever they submit, if the submission is successful, they will receive a response mail from the Google form. Okay, so I'm not gonna allow editing, limit to one response, and total size. So I don't need to edit anything else here. So this is our form. Let me click this create spreadsheet button. I'm going to create a new spreadsheet, and let me open it up. This spreadsheet actually is the response from the whoever submits using this form. Okay, let me submit a sample file here. So this is the link. So if I open up this link, I get this screen, and I'll have to plug in all these values. So let me copy my email address, my section, say 1, ID is 1212, class test, and let me call it 1144, for example, and upload file, previously selected, just a sample file. Okay, and comments, no comments. Let me submit this, and I will see I have an entry here. This is a timestamp, record of the time of submission, and these are the other inputs. Okay, and now I'll be using these inputs in my app to create an Appsheet app. Okay, so if I want things to be automated, I can set up the program so that it will automatically import all the files, all the new uploaded files to the app. Okay, so let me rename this as test 1 for class test 1. Let me copy this line, and here I'll write some app sheet formula. Okay, it's Google Sheet formula, which is import range. I'll be importing from this sheet, and sheet name is test, and the columns are from say A1 to let me check, G2, basically G2, but I'm not gonna say 2, I'm gonna say 200. That way I will be sure that up to 200 inputs will be imported here automatically. Let's click, but now you need some permission. Allow access, and everything is here. Okay. So make sure this name is accurate, so it will be test 1, not test. Let me bold face them and freeze up to first row here. Okay, so it's view freeze up to some number of rows. Okay, so now uh, everything here is automated, and I want my app sheet formulas or everything for the app sheets to be presented here, other columns. Okay, so this is the new Google sheet. I named it as app class sheet, class test, for app for class test. So I'll be adding new tabs here, and then I'll be able to like create the app. Okay, I have added some new tabs and some new columns and renamed the tab. So this tab is submission, and this is auto key one. Say you have some kind of software that automatically detects some initial marks. For example, they have some say MCQs, okay, or maybe automated numerical you know input detection system or anything. So say out of 10 that student got say 4, okay, in that numerical automatic estimation. So what's this total mark? I can write 4 here, but it should be automated. Remember, column H is automated, but here I'm gonna plug things manually because I don't have that automated software right now. Okay, you can leave it empty if you want. Okay, so total will be just say H2. Let me just, it should be H2, not H2 plus 1. And status is, for now, let it be empty. And rubrics Q1. So after checking the script or PDF, I'll be selecting some rubric, or what kind of mistakes that person made on that PDF. Those will be basically from a predefined set of rubrics, and I'll be like say copy pasting those here. Based on those rubrics, some marks will be calculated. For example, let me show you the rubrics tab. So I have these are just labels. Okay, so you don't need to worry about this. But if you keep this label column here, it's helpful for the Appsheet program. Okay, so these are the rubrics. So description of Q1 rubrics, or for question 1. If it's totally correct, we deduct 0 marks. If they upload wrong or incorrect PDF, then we deduct full 10 marks. And they don't answer it, submit PDF but they didn't answer it, the question, then we can submit minus 10. We can like deduct 10 marks. Okay, so if it is partially correct, so 50% correct, so then we subtract 5 marks. So this is that rubric. If there is some calculation mistakes, numerical calculation mistakes, then we subtract say 2 marks. Okay, so let me just select numerical mistake from here, Control C to copy it. Let me paste it here. If I click enter, you'll see this marks is 8, because the formula here will automatically calculate marks based on this rubric. So it's 10 plus something. If I have only one rubric, 10 plus minus 2 is 8. Now if I have 2 rubrics, then what will happen? Let's see. So partially correct, let me select this one too. These are just examples. You can write anything here, but make sure they don't contain any comma character. They should only contain A, B, C, D, lowercase and uppercase, numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, parentheses, that's fine, plus minus sign, that's fine, and say any like full stop or dot, that's fine, but no comma characters. And try to avoid any characters that actually can mess up with the formulas. Okay, so let me paste it here using a comma character. Now you can see why the comma character is not allowed. That's because I'm using comma character as a separator between or among the rubrics. So now marks is 3 because 5 marks for this mistake, 2 marks for this mistake. So total 7 marks deducted. Then that person gets 3 marks. So this formula is purely Google Sheet formula or say Microsoft Excel formula. Okay, I'm just doing things online so that it can be accessed by many people at once, and it can be accessed by the app. Okay, so the final marks, say we want to calculate or count only partial marks as the final marks, not this initial one. But if you want to combine both of these, you can just use m2 plus say h2. Then this is the partial or final marks. Let me keep it like this. Control Z to change any entries, recent entries. So graders comment and special comments. Okay, so a grader may comment on a certain script. They can edit the PDF or they can write comment like here using the app. I'll be showing you how to do that later on. So this column is applicability. When to apply this rubric? If 50% is correct, then we apply it. Sometimes this text or description is obvious. You don't need to write any applicability tab, applicability description, something like that. But sometimes this can be too short, then that a description is required. Okay, we don't want to make this B column too wide or too many characters for one rubrics, because that will like increase this line, like it will make very long. So we don't want that. That's the reason. And comments, so say handwriting could be better, could be better, or and write name on the cover page, for example. Those two comments. Okay, so comments are not here yet, but it will be done by the app. Then these 3 columns, this column will record who is grading the script. This is the record for the date of the when the grading is done, and this is the time. So everything else here will be managed by the app. Now there's a private private rubric column. What is this? Sometimes you want to make some comments or select some rubrics that shouldn't reach the the person that submitted the PDF, because you want to keep those confidential or private. That's the reason for this private column. So private rubrics can be potential plagiarism. We can mark that script for Viva if it's a class test. Then this is sometimes important. And full copy paste or different set. For example, you have different set in a question. Then if someone accidentally or intentionally answers different set, you want to mark them using these rubrics.